Last time on Fairy Tale, the 100 Years Quest, the Earth Dragon Dogramag lives! And he's in cahoots with the son of Ignia. Selene has been felled. Ignia is ready to set their plan in motion, and Natsu has now been confronted with the weakest of the dragon god. Can Natsu overcome the power of the Earth Dragon? Or will he be crushed under the heel of a god? Let's find out, shall we? Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 109, The Soul of a King. The Soul King's here? Brooke? Yes, I love One Piece! No matter how many years, the bonds of the guild never change. It's weird too, because you have a young Laxus, but the way Gildarts looks, he looks like his recent design. Just, with a few organs more intact. It's kinda wild. I guess they permanently changed up the way his hair looked to keep the, Gildarts looks like a whole ass Shanks thing as far away as possible. Alright, let's jump in. Dogramag versus Natsu. Happy looks on in shock. Suzaku is shocked. Selene is barely clinging to life, so I'm thinking she just might make it. Either that or she's waiting to say something before she dies. Okay, Dogramag raises his hand, and the earth erupts around Natsu. A flurry of rocks come rocketing towards Natsu. Happy cries out for his friend, and Natsu says, Are these those rocks I can't break? Natsu goes leaping towards Dogramag, but suddenly Dogramag is face to face with Natsu. He's fast. Oh, nice! Suzaku manages to block against Dogramag's strike. Alright, a 2v1. Okay, I'm down for that. Natsu is shocked to see Suzaku. And Suzaku, as he strangs against Dogramag's strike, says, I see. So fire is somewhat effective. To be honest, I could take it myself, is what I'd like to say. Oh wait, no. It's Natsu saying that. But if it'll protect everyone, we gotta join forces. And Suzaku says, agreed. Okay, wow. Ultimately going to tag team? One thing that's been consistent about this series, the Dragon Gods have not been simple 1v1. There's always some kind of extenuating circumstances. And it's been a lot better than the just out of nowhere power-ups Natsu would get. I like that because it feels more like an RPG. It's just like you gotta team up against a ally or another character in order to take on the bad guy. And Dogramag says, yeah, these guys are worth eating. Gotta love it when Dragon Slayers gotta live up to their name. Man. Oh, right! That's why it's said the chapter is called Soul of a King, is what Kieran said is in the coffin. So I guess the rest of this chapter is going to be Kieran versus Laxus. Alright, Kieran and Laxus face off. Kieran takes the coffin by the chain and swings it at him. Man, fighting with a coffin, it makes me think of Gungrave. Ooh, and the coffin strikes against Laxus, and there's some kind of effect. Laxus thinks to himself, not again. It's that same sensation. He remembers Kieran saying that in here is the soul of a king. Laxus thinks, what's in that coffin? No, it doesn't matter. I just gotta destroy it. Ooh, Laxus rears back and blasts out a mighty thunder dragon's roar. Ooh, and Kieran counters with his own yellow dragon's roar. And the two roars clash and seem to counter each other. Laxus is shocked and says, lightning? And he questions Kieran. So you're a dragon slayer too? Kieran tips his hat and says, Kieran, the yellow dragon. All of us are dragon slayers called dragon eaters. Laxus is shocked. You eat dragons? Kieran states, yep. I ate the yellow dragon Alexion. Also known as the Thunder Dragon King. Jeez. That's actually interesting because with Laxus, he's, third generation? No, second generation. Because he has a lightning lacrima in him that allows him to be able to use Dragon Slayer techniques. But he was not taught by a thunder dragon. So the fact that Kieran ate the Thunder Dragon, that's interesting. Oh, this is an even more interesting matchup than I thought. So Laxus, who gained his powers through a lacrima, and Kieran, who consumed a Thunder Dragon, the Thunder Dragon King of all things. Which is funny because first generation Dragon Slayers and third generation Dragon Slayers learned their techniques by learning from an actual dragon. I wonder how much more powerful Laxus would be if he had learned his techniques from an actual dragon. Laxus is shocked. The King of Lightning? And Kieran states, I suppose you and I were fated to battle one day. Ooh! And he calls down a mighty rain of lightning across the battlefield. Laxus is shocked as a massive amount of lightning rains down upon his body. Laxus barely manages to withstand the attack as he's shocked, saying, Impossible! Lightning shouldn't work on me. And Kieran simply states, it's because I'm the king of lightning. And then he fires out another volley of lightning that Laxus does his best to dodge. And Laxus smugly says, King, huh? So that dragon's soul is in that coffin. Huh, is that the case? Kieran gives Laxus an interesting stare before he swings his electrically charged coffin at Laxus, but Laxus manages to dodge underneath the swing. And as Laxus continues to dodge every blow, he says, Think you should be swinging a soul around like that? And as Kieran managed to actually strike Laxus, but Laxus blocks the attack, Kieran says, It's my right as one who devoured a king. Interesting. Why carry around the king's soul, though? Does it boost his power? Oof, yeah, and when that strike hits, Laxus just feels some weird sensation yet again. Laxus says, So what's this sensation then? No, he thinks that. It's like I'm being pulled towards it. Kieran grins, and Laxus realizes and thinks, it can't be. Is the soul of the Thunder Dragon King trying to communicate with him? Laxus thinks, no. Is it even possible? What? Kieran says, catching on now. Laxus is shocked. Kieran says, There's a Dragon Slayer lacrima buried in your body, isn't there? How does he know that? It's the processed heart of a certain dragon. Is that how you make Dragon Slayer lacrima? That was the Thunder Dragon King Alexion, the dragon I devoured. So Dragon Slayer lacrima comes from a processed heart of a dragon. I never even really thought about it. We went so long not really knowing how you get Dragon Slayer lacrima. Laxus is shocked, saying, What did you say? Kieran says, His heart and soul are resonating with each other. Oh. Laxus is in disbelief and says that's ridiculous. But Kieran simply states, Didn't I tell you? This is fate. Alexion is screaming for his heart to come back. Laxus dismisses this and says, That's a load of crap coming from a guy who ate his body. But then Kieran goes surging towards Laxus, saying, I became one with Alexion. All that's missing is his heart. Ooh! Laxus guards against Kieran's strike, as Kieran says, Give it back. Laxus states, My dad forced this thing into me when I was a kid. Honestly, I don't even want it anymore. Oh, on the other hand, I'm gonna set that soul free. Okay. This is interesting, because, it was something we thought about. I know a lot of people in the fairy tale community thought about that way back when. How do you get Dragon Slayer lacrima? Because I know you have Laxus, Cobra, Sting, and Rogue. They all have Dragon Slayer lacrima within their body. And considering Sting and Rogue's dragons, they were dead, but we also learned that dragons could live without having their hearts within their body. It's some dragon heart shit. But to find out that's how you create a Dragon Slayer lacrima, I mean, it makes some degree of sense. But that raises the question, okay, what was Laxus's dad's name, Ivan? How did he get his hands on a Dragon Slayer lacrima? Because I can't imagine that Kieran killed Alexion when he was just a kid, Because Laxus has had the Dragon Slayer Lacrima for a long time. And Laxus and Kieran seem like they're at least around the same age, unless Kieran is a lot older than I think. Maybe he's around Gildart's age, so maybe. They said he emanates the same kind of power as Gildart, so maybe. But then the question remains, how did he lose the heart and eat the rest of the dragon? Like, now you've just raised more questions like, okay, so Kieran consumed all of the rest of Alexion, but just didn't have the heart. Will Kieran gain more power by consuming the heart? The only part of Alexion that's missing? I mean, are you required to devour the entirety of a dragon in order to gain that power? Or is it simply that Kieran just wants to do it? And why has he been carrying around Alexelion's soul, this entire time? For what purpose? To what end? Has he been searching for the heart this entire time? And will Laxus freeing the Thunder Dragon King's soul, freeing his soul, will that give Laxus some kind of power boost? Will he commune with the soul of the Thunder King and gain some kind of wisdom, knowledge, extra power, ability, something? Man, it makes Laxus's presence here all the more fascinating. Which is even more funny because Gajeel is here and he hasn't really done much of anything during the course of this entire story arc. Like, damn, I'm interested in the fight with Dogramag, don't get me wrong, but, like, having this knowledge, I'm just like, I want to see how this fight ends. Where does this fight go? What will be the results of whoever comes out on top? And that also raises questions about Cobra. Like, so then he has the processed heart of the Poison Dragon King, maybe? In him as well. So, are we going to meet someone who consumed the Poison Dragon? And how was that Lacrima just set about? How did Cobra come about that Lacrima? Like, it now raises so many questions about the second generation Dragon Slayers. And it's interesting that Laxus has taken such an interest in freeing the Thunder King's soul. There has to be a greater meaning behind him doing that. And will freeing the Thunder King's soul, will that have any meaning towards Kieran? Will something happen to Kieran? I mean, he still ate the Thunder King, so I doubt he'd lose the power. Damn, I knew Kieran was the most interesting member of Diablo so far, but I couldn't place where they were going with it. Was it just because he was a fighter of high caliber within the guild, or was it something else? But man, this is impressive. And I have to assume that Kieran is the only one who ate a Dragon King in the guild. Because Suzaku, despite how powerful he is, it wasn't really stated that Celine's child that he ate was like a king of his kind of dragon. Yeah, it really does make me wonder, are we going to have Cobra involved with any of this? That would be cool to see Cobra again. Just so many questions raised. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, fuck, 100 Years Quest has just been like that good fairy tale content. Like, every time I'm just like, okay, I don't know how I should really feel about this. This seems pretty cool, but it seems standard fairy tale affair. But no, this is like elevated for me. Like, this is like that really interesting story direction. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you have any theories on the Thunder Dragon King Alexelion? What will freeing his soul mean? What do you think about Dragon Slayer Lacrima coming from a dragon's heart? What do you think that means for Cobra? I'm interested to hear from you, especially about all this. I mean, the stuff with Natsu, Suzaku, and Dogramag is cool and all, but man, this is meaty. And hey, how about subscribing? That way you don't miss out on the next video. Or don't. I ain't your daddy, but I still love you like one. Until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye!